Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to the next lab session. So before discussing the lab program, the assignment which you have to do for this week, let us discuss about the last week's assignment, which is deleting a node from the AVL tree. So this is the delete function which I have already shared with you. It takes one value which is a key, which is the key of the node to be deleted, right? And here we are declaring some pointers: traverse, previous, parent, all those things. Initially traverse is pointing to root, and then using a while loop we are traversing the tree and we are checking whether s1 is equal to traverse arrow key. In this case, the s1 is it equal to root key of the root node. If that is the case, we break. Otherwise, if s1 is less than traverse arrow key, then we move to the left subtree. Otherwise, we move to the right subtree. After every iteration in this while loop, the traverse will be updated. So before, so so the traverse is getting changed. So the previous value of the traverse is stored in the pointer previous, and it is pushed into the stack. Okay. Because finally, after identifying the node which is to be deleted, we may want to also identify the node's parent. For that, we are doing this. Then after coming out, so this while loop will come out only when traverse is null. So after coming out, we check whether traverse is equal to null or not. So this while loop will come out under two cases: whether if traverse is null, or if you find a node whose key is equal to S1. If the while loop came out because if traverse becomes null, then it means that you are trying to search a node which is not existing in the AVL tree. Okay. Otherwise, so in that case, we say that no such node exists and we exit. Otherwise, it means we have found a node. We have found the node. Whose which is to be deleted, and that node is getting pointed by the pointer traverse. Okay, fine. Now we are checking whether traverse. We don't know. See, the node we want to delete, if it is a leaf node, we can delete directly, and we can just make the node's parent pointer the appropriate parent pointer of the node. Okay, if you are deleting a node, then the node's parent pointer should be pointing to null. Okay, that is, if the node which is to be deleted is a right child of its parent, then the parent's right pointer will be pointing to null. Otherwise, the parent's left pointer will be pointing to null. That is the case if the node to be deleted is a leaf node. Otherwise, if it is not a leaf node, then you cannot delete it. Then it should be replaced by its in order successor, or or in order predecessor. And then you should actually try to delete that in order successor or the in order predecessor, provided if they are the leaf node. If they are not the leaf node, again that node's key should be replaced with its either in order successor or predecessor, and that the next iterations in order successor or predecessor should be deleted if they are leaf node. So this process should be continued until you reach the leaf node. Okay. So here we are checking whether we have identified the node to be deleted, whether its right child is null or not. We are checking. If its right child is not null, then we want to replace this node with its in order successor. So we are calling a function delete underscore in order successor of traverse. Okay, that is, the node traverse right child is not null, so we want to replace traverse with its in order successor. If its right is suppose null, then we are checking whether its left is not null. If its left is not null, then we can replace the node with its in order predecessor. So delete underscore in order predecessor of traverse we are calling. If both these conditions were not satisfied, if right is not null, if right not null is not true, and if left not null is also not true, then it means that the node does not have a right child and also it does not have a left child. It means it is a leaf node. If it is a leaf node, we can delete it directly. Okay. So now we are checking. Now we have in the previous pointer, we have the parent of this particular node which is to be deleted. Okay, actually in this case you need not even pop, because we have this previous pointer. So we are checking whether if these two conditions were not satisfied, then that is a leaf node. If previous equal to null, when this condition can happen, the node is not having a child and also it does not have a parent. That can happen only for the root node. That is, if there is only one node in the tree and that is the root node. So if previous equal to null, then we say that deleting the root node, tree is empty. Otherwise, if previous is not null, then we check whether traverse is coming as a left child of the previous or is coming as a right child. So traverse is the node which we are going to delete. Okay. So if previous arrow left child is equal to traverse, then we say that previous arrow left child is equal to null. If that is not the case, then it means that traverse is a right child of its parent. Then we say previous arrow right child is equal to null. Okay. So now the node to be deleted, that node's parent is pointing to null, right? And then we are freeing the space for the node traverse which is to be deleted. Okay, fine. So now we have to update the height. If previous is not equal to null, previous equal to null may happen if that node is a root node. Okay, if previous equal to not null, then we are updating the height. Previous arrow height is equal to, that is the parent node's height is equal to max of height of previous left child comma height of previous right child plus 1, and then we are popping parent equal to pop. So now it is the parent of previous. Okay, that is the grandparent of the node which you deleted, and then you are updating the height. So like this we update the height for all the nodes in that path up to the root node. Okay, so this is the reason why we are pushing it into stack, because we want to update the height of all the nodes. Are you getting? Okay, so if so we do this only if previous is not equal to null. Otherwise we just set root is equal to null. Okay, fine. Now we should know how this logic works. Deleting in order successor or in order predecessor. So let us go there. So we are going to, with in order successor, we are going to replace traverse with the in order successors key. Okay, so actually what we are doing here, in the sense, say so this is the function delete in order successor struct node x. So x is the node that you want to delete. Okay, x is the node that you want to delete. Struct, we are declaring some pointers, traverse, previous, parent, all those things. Now we are saying that previous equal to x and traverse equal to x arrow right child. So why we are doing this, I'll try to explain. Mm. Okay, I will use this canvas. Okay, so here what we are doing, in the sense, see, traverse we are receiving here as x. So traverse is the one to be deleted. So we are making previous equal to x and traverse equal to x arrow right child. Okay. So what is in order successor? In order successor is the smallest node in the right subtree. Okay. In order successor is nothing but smallest node in the right subtree. So where the smallest node will be available in the right subtree, say for example, this is the node you want to delete, okay, x. So this right in order successor where it will be available, the smallest node, say this is y, this is z, so on and so forth. Here we don't know what how many nodes are there. So in order successor will be surely available in the right, I mean in the leftmost child of the right child of that particular node. Okay, so this is the one, this one will be the in order successor. Okay, so see, this is the x is the one which you want to delete. Now it should be replaced with the in order successor. What will be its in order successor? Its in order successor where you can find the smallest node value in the right subtree. You have to first to go to its right child, and then you have to go to the leftmost child of this right child. Okay, so that will be the one which this x should be replaced with. Okay, say for example, if this is k, then x will be replaced with k, then x will become k. Okay, right. So that logic only we want to write. So that is the reason. So this is x is initially passed as what? Traverse. We are calling this function as traverse. Okay, so that first we are setting that here it is traverse is received as x. Okay, so from x we are moving to y. So we are saying that previous equal to x, previous equal to x, uh, and and traverse equal to x arrow right child. Okay, so previous equal to x means this becomes previous. Initially this becomes previous, and traverse becomes what? X, this is previous equal to x. Okay, and traverse becomes x arrow right child. X is also still this only. Okay, because initially here it is received as x, so x is also pointing to here, previous is also pointing here, and we are saying that traverse equal to x arrow right child. Okay, traverse is pointing here. Now we want to find its leftmost child. Okay, so for that what we are doing is, first we are checking if traverse arrow left child is equal to null. Assume that this traverse does not have any left child. Then if there is no left child, then it means it is pointing to null. Then this itself will be the in order successor. Then this node itself will be the in order successor. So for that we are checking that. Checking this. If traverse or left child is equal to null, then push of previous. Okay, what is previous? Previous is nothing but this. We are just pushing this into stack, and traverse is still pointing here. Okay. Otherwise, what we are doing? Otherwise, if this condition is not satisfied, okay, while traverse arrow left child not equal to null, as long as traverse arrow left child is not equal to null, push of traverse, we are pushing traverse, and traverse equal to traverse arrow left child. Otherwise what we are doing in the sense, we are moving, we are pushing y into stack and then moving into the left child. Again we are checking whether its left child is null or not. If its left child is not null, push this and move it to the left. Like that we finally we reach the last node. Finally we reach the last node, and in this path everything will be pushed into the stack. Okay, so so after coming out we have reached the last node, which is the what you call, for which there is no left child. See, this you should understand clearly. We know that only there is no left child for this node. It may have a right child. That part we don't know. Okay, only thing we know that it does not have any further left child, but this node may have a right child. Okay, this node may have a right child, but we want to find the smallest value in the right subtree. This is the smallest value. Okay, so that we have found, right? Okay, so it may have a right child. Now this k should replace this x. Okay, if it is, if there is no left child, then this is traverse, otherwise this will be traverse. Okay, so anyway traverse will be pointing to the right place after coming out of this while loop. Okay, right, then after coming out of this while loop we are replace percentage d with percentage d, that is x arrow key with traverse arrow key. Okay, so x is what, the one originally what you want to delete. Okay, so x arrow key equal to traverse arrow key, right? So what that statement will do, so what it will do, this k will replace x. For example, if this does not have any child, then this x will be replaced by y. Okay, traverse will be pointing the right position. Fine. Okay, after replacing, then we are previous equal to pop. Then we are taking the previous of that particular uh, node, that is the parent of that particular node uh, with which you have replaced. So k's parent we are taking. Okay, k's parent is now pointed by previous. Previous is pointing to k's parent. Okay, in this case, if it is if y does not have any left child, then previous will point to uh, x itself, right? Okay, so what we are doing, previous equal to pop. Okay, so previous equal to pop, and then we are checking if traverse or a right child is equal to null. We are checking if traverse arrow right child is equal to null. Okay, if traverse arrow, see why we are checking this. See, as we have already discussed, we know that this is traverse. Okay, we know that only traverse left child is null. We don't know whether its right child is null or not. If its right child is also null, then it means that this is a leaf node. If its right child is also null, then it means that it is a leaf node. If it is a leaf node, you can just delete it directly. Only thing, you have to make its previous appropriate pointer to point to null. Okay, so that we are checking that. If traverse right child is null, then we are checking whether traverse is the left child of its parent or its right child. If previous arrow right child is equal to travel, then previous right child is null. Otherwise, previous left child is null, and we are freeing traverse. Okay. So this is the case if that left node itself is a leaf node. Okay. And then we are freeing the traverse, and we are updating the height as usual how we did previously. Okay, so we are updating the height of the parent, and in that path we are updating the height of all the nodes until you reach the root node. Okay, but if that is not the case, suppose if it has a right child, suppose traverse has a right child, then what should we do? Suppose if it has a right child, then again this should be replaced with its in order successor, because it has a right child, it does not have a left child. There is no way it can have a left child. Okay, so it should be replaced with its in order successor. So again recursively call in order successor for this particular thing. So what we are doing, delete in order successor of traverse. So this is the logic. Okay, so this will do until it finds the leaf node. Okay, right? The reverse is in order, deleting in order predecessor. Okay, for in order predecessor, what we have to find, we have to find the, it's the reverse of this. Okay, for in order predecessor, we have to find the largest node in the left subtree. Okay, so where will you find the largest node in the left subtree? So if so, we are again calling traverse, and traverse is received as x here. So x is the one which we want to delete. So the largest node in the left subtree will be the rightmost child of the left child of x. Okay, so whatever the rightmost child, that will be the, what you call, the rightmost child, whatever is there, that will be the I mean in order predecessor. Okay, so this again we will do the same process, right? So we will what you call, we will set, initially x will be pointing here. Okay, x will be pointing here. We will set previous equal to x, so previous will point here, previous will point here, and we will make traverse equal to x arrow left. In this case, previously we made traverse in order successor, we made traverse equal to x arrow right. Here we'll make traverse equal to x arrow left, so traverse will point here. Then we check whether traverse right is null or not. If traverse right is null, then this is the in order predecessor. Okay, then this should be replaced with x, that's all. Otherwise, you keep moving to the right until you reach the rightmost child which does not have any further right child. Okay, and while moving we keep pushing all these values into the stack. Okay, so finally we reach a rightmost child who does not have further any right child, but we don't know whether it is having a left child or not. Okay, we don't know whether it is having a left child or not, but anyway you have reached the in order predecessor. So this value, say if this is w, this w will replace this x. Okay, Then again we check whether this is the leaf node or not. If it is a leaf node, we just delete directly by making its previous pointer to point to null. Otherwise, for this node you have to find the in order predecessor. Okay, so that's the logic. So it's just the reverse of that. Here we check set previous equal to x, traverse equal to x arrow left child. If traverse arrow right child is null, then we are just pushing previous into stack. Otherwise, while traverse arrow right child not equal to null, we push traverse and traverse equal to traverse arrow right child. And finally, once you reach the rightmost child, we are replacing the node to be deleted, that node's key with the key of traverse. Okay, with the key of traverse, that is x arrow key is equal to traverse arrow key. Then we pop the previous one, that is the parent of the in order predecessor node. Okay, and then we check whether it is not having a left child or not. See, it is sure that it does not have a right child, so that we came out of the while loop. If it does not have, if it also does not have a left child, then it means that this is a leaf node. So we check its parent, whether parent's right child is traverse. In that case, we make previous right child as null, otherwise we make previous left child as null. And then we free of traverse and update the height as usual we did previously. Suppose if this is not the case, that is traverse left child is not null, then it means that then again for this node you have to find its in order predecessor. So again called in order predecessor with traverse, right? So that's the logic. Okay, you can execute and check it. This execution we have already discussed in that previous video, right? So this is about deleting a particular node from what you call AVL tree. Okay, fine. So coming to today's assignment, so today what I want you to do is, uh, I mean this week's assignment. So you are expected to implement depth first traversal of a graph. You are expected to implement depth first traversal of a graph. Okay, using recursive and non-recursive technique. Okay, using recursive and non-recursive. So you have to write two different functions. One will traverse the graph using non-recursive style, and the other will traverse the graph using recursive style in a depth first fashion. Okay, and the graph should be represented as an adjacency matrix. Okay, the graph should be represented as an adjacency matrix. This is must, because already in the class we have discussed depth first traversal, both recursive and non-recursive version, where the graph is represented as an adjacency list, but in this case the graph should be represented as an adjacency matrix. Okay, so this is the sample output. So if you execute the program, it should ask the number of vertices. Okay, then it should ask you to enter the what you call the entire graph as an adjacency matrix. Okay, so this means that this column represents, I mean this each row represents vertex, and this column also represents vertex. So this is 8 vertex means 0 to 7 in row wise 0 to 7 and column wise 0 to 7. So here 0 means there is no edge from 0th vertex to 0th vertex. We are not discussing anything with self edge, right? And 0 to 1 there is a 1, which means that there is a edge from vertex 0 to vertex 1. 0 to 2 there is a 1, which means that there is a vertex from, there is a edge from vertex 0 to 0 to vertex 2. Okay, this is 1, this is 2. All these are zeros, which means that there is no vertex from, there is no edge from vertex 0 to vertex 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, if you take this, this is, there is a edge from vertex 1 to vertex 0. Okay, and there is a edge from vertex 1 to vertex 3 and vertex 4. It does not have, vertex 1 don't have any other edges. Okay, similarly if you take vertex 2, it has 3 edges, one edge to vertex 0 and another edge to vertex 5 and vertex 6. Okay, so this is vertex 0 1 2 0 1 2 3. Vertex 3, it has a edge to vertex 1 and vertex 7. Okay, right, 4 to 1 and 4 to 7. Similarly, vertex 5 also it has a edge from it has a edge from vertex 5 to 1 and 5 to 7. Okay. Vertex 6, sorry, this is 4 5 0 1 2 3. This is 3. Vertex 3 has a edge from vertex 3 to 1 and 3 to 7. 4 has a edge from 4 to 1 and 4 to 7. 5 has a edge from 5 to 2 and 5 to 7. 6 has a edge from vertex 6 to vertex 2 and vertex 6 to vertex 7. And 7, vertex 7 has a edge from vertex 7 to 3, vertex 7 to 4, vertex 7 to 5 and vertex 7 to 6. So this we are taking first as input, this entire adjacency matrix, and then we are displaying the adjacency matrix as it is. Then traverse the adjacency matrix using normal DFS without stack, I mean without recursion, and then second traverse using a recursive function. Okay, so this is what is expected. Okay, so the logic is quite simple. So if you want me to explain the logic is it is quite similar as that of the adjacency list representation. Okay, but here we are, what you call, here we are using adjacency matrix. Okay, see, this is the graph, which is represented as adjacency, what you call adjacency uh, matrix. Okay, this array you have to maintain, this visit array you have to maintain, which will be initially filled with zeros for all the vertex. Okay, so you have to start with initially. So here we are not using any pointers, so you have to use a stack, and the stack should be an integer stack. Okay, which will push integers and you can pop integers out of the stack. Okay, so so it is adjacency matrix, so you have to maintain two things, row and a column. Initially set row and column to 0, and as usual visit the 0th vertex first visit 0th vertex and display it. After displaying it, make it here, what you call visit of 0 equal to 1, make it 1, right? And then you just pass through the adjacency matrix. Okay, here I have mentioned the adjacency matrix. So initially row will be 0, what you call row will be 0, column will be 0. Okay, let row be 0, let us not disturb. Then move from one column to another column, check whether it is 1 or not. If it is not 1, just move to the next column. Is it 1 or not? If this value is 1, I mean the value you can take it as x is equal to, if this adjacency matrix is represented as adj m, then adj m of row, column. Okay, so if x is equal to 1, that's what I'm telling. So if that value is 1, okay, if x is equal to 1, if x is not equal to 1, you just increment column, keep incrementing. If x is 1, then you have to check in the visit array whether it is visited or not. If it is not visited, visit it. If it is not visited, visit it and push 1 into stack, and push this 1 into stack. Okay, and now change the row number. Okay, if it is 1, you have to do all these things. If x is 1 and if it is not visited. Okay, if x is 1 and if it is not visited, if x is equal to 1 and not visited, what you should do? Visit it. That is, visit it means display it and update the visit array. Okay, and update the visit array. Okay, after updating visit array, what should you do? Push the current row into stack. Push row into stack. What is current row? Current row is 0, so this will be pushed into stack. Okay, now where you should move? So this is 1 means this is which column? Column 1. So you have to now move to row 1. Okay, this corresponds to which column, that row you should move. Okay, so it means now row is going to change. So now row will become what? Row will become column. And what column will become? Column will become 0. Okay, because you are starting with a new row, from in that row you have to start with 0. Are you getting? So So now in this column you have to, in this row you have to check first column. Is it 1? Yes, 1. Is it not visited? 1 we have already visited. So go to next. It's 0. If it is 0, just go next. 0, just go next. So if you see this is 1 and it is not visited. If it is not visited, visit it. That is display it and update in the visit array. Then move to this particular. Now row will be changed. Now we have to change to this row. So this is which column number? 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Now we have to move to row 3. Okay. Okay. So 0, this row you have to move. Column will become 0. Again continue the same process. Right? Are you getting? Suppose you have reached the end of the column, and when you increment, what will happen? You will reach a location where there is no value. At that time you have to pop. Are you getting? Say you are keep on moving. Say for example at one point all these nodes are visited. These two nodes are already visited. Then column will keep on increment. How long you should increment? Until column is, the moment column becomes column value become equal to the number of vertex. We are starting from 0, so 0 to 7. Okay, number of vertex is 8. So when it becomes 8, no, so that is something like what you call, you are exceeding the limit. In that case you have to pop. In that case you have to pop, and whatever the entry that you get out of pop, that will become the row number, and again column will become 0. Right? So this is the logic. Okay, so you can think of it further and you can write. See, it is the, actually it is similar to this adjacency list itself, but in adjacency list, what is the thing? Wherever here there is one node, only that node we have. If there is something 0, that is not represented here, but here 0 is also represented, 1 is also represented, right? And here also we push that appropriate adjacency list into stack, but here you have to push the appropriate row into stack. Okay, and whenever you push the row into the stack, the current row will become, the current row will change. That is, the current row will become current column, and column will become 0. If you reach a fag end, then you have to pop. Okay, then row is equal to pop and column is equal to 0. Okay, while popping, if you get -1, that is if the stack is empty, then you stop the process. Right? I hope you are understanding. So uh, anyway, I cannot explain further. So you can think of, if you still have doubts, you can contact me. Okay, so I'll show you the execution of that quickly. So it is what, uh, yeah, DFS underscore adjacency matrix. Okay, dot C. So here I am declaring an adjacency matrix like this. Okay, and the stack, it's an integer stack, and visit array as usual v, its max size and TOIs is -1. This is an integer stack. You can see it's a normal integer stack. Okay, so I'm not going to show you any further code. So this create graph will take input the adjacency matrix from the user, and it will display as it is. Okay, so let me execute it and let me show you. uh, yeah. Okay, so it is asking number of vertices, 8. Okay, so these values are there. I'll just type by seeing this 0, 1, 1, then 5 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 1, 1, triple 0, 0. Okay, 1, then followed by 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, double 1, 0. Okay, 0, 1, okay, 5 zeros, 0, 1, 5, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay, again 0, 0, 1, 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, zeros, 4 ones, 1, 2, 3. So this is the result, right? I think it's correct. So if you do it 0, 1, 3, right? 0, 1, 3, 74526, right? That's the order. Okay. Yeah. So this will be the assignment. It will be posted in the LMS. Okay, you can check it out. Deadline will be Saturday morning 5. Okay. Thank you.